My name is Nicki. I'm an English makeup artist and I live with Carlo and our daughter Sky in Positano, Italy. Our house is far from the road but surrounded by fruit trees and olive groves, and we grow our own food. We'll show you what it's really like to live on the Amalfi coast. Subscribe and welcome to the Positano Diaries.
Fabulous!
I am in the most fabulous location. Look at this view. This is my friend Jackie's house, and she's doing a photo shoot today and has asked me to come and do the makeup. So we're just waiting for the model to arrive. Jackie's just gone out to get her. I'm just setting up here. The model is going to have this fantastic view while I'm doing her makeup. Oh, that's good timing, isn't it? We are going for a very natural look today, and the brief is that they want freckles. So I am going to try putting freckles on. I have a little dotting brush here and I'm going to dip it in this concealer shade and I can just dot freckles onto her skin. So this is Giovanna, my beautiful model, and this is the very natural makeup that we have done so far, and now we're going to add some little freckles onto it. And here is the finished result with freckles. I think they look very natural. And we're ready to go up to Antonella's vineyard.
Are you coming with?
I will come with you for a bit, yeah, just for the fun of it. That's
yeah, of course, I'd love to have you. With pleasure.
Caroline. Do you want me to hold that back?
Great, Nicki. Perfect. Thank you. Beautiful. Just move your face into the light a little bit more. Yep, a little bit back.
You did not tell me there was food involved.
We pump up her blush a little bit. Beautiful.
So sometimes when you're out on a shoot like this, like halfway up a mountain, and I haven't brought my whole makeup kit with me, I just packed a tiny bag and I only brought a very small amount of necessities, and I've had to put on some more blush. I didn't bring blush, so I've used a pink lipstick and I've used that with my finger to add some more blush, and they wanted the eyebrows brushed upwards more, and her eyebrows would not stay upwards, so I've just very carefully done it with a black mascara, and they're now fixed in place. So it's quite good to be able to improvise when you're out in the middle of a vineyard and you need makeup.
Yeah, gorge. Beautiful, Giovanna.
And that is me done. I'm leaving them up there to finish the photo shoot. I am going to dash home and make lunch.
Yeah. Yeah, Mama. Okay, come with me.
1, 2. Like a pack horse. I'm dying of heat as well. Please, can we live near the road next time?
Okay.
bothering. The leaves are just going to keep falling.
I show you. Guarda qui. Vieni a vedere la vicina. E allora, quando le foglie stanno accumulate, l'erba non cresce e muore.
Ah. You sure that's not a doggy wee?
Sì. No, quelle sono le foglie ammucchiate.
Ah, ok.
Devi togliere le foglie a mure. Dobbiamo togliere se vogliamo ancora l'erba.
Vabbè, questo è il tuo lavoro, non il mio.
Ok, my job.
That looks like fun.
Ah,
È divertente?
sì,
Posso provare?
sì. Ah, stai facendo storto, diritta. Vai un po' più giù, se non me la tagli troppo poi. No! È stortissima! Non stai salendo troppo! Scendi giù, amore! No! Vai a vedere di là, vai a vedere. Guarda, questo è tutto diritto fino a qua. E qui sale, non devi salire, vai un po' più giù. Devi fare diritto. Sembra facile, Non è facile. Adesso per farlo venire dritto devo tagliare di più, guarda. Devo iniziare di nuovo da qua. Per aggiustare quello che hai fatto tu. Visto? Vedi, sta strappata già il filo dalla
Sì. What I didn't really think about was how I'm going to get this to the cemetery. It's really heavy. I don't have any, what's that called, that foil paper, that kitchen foil stuff. So I've wrapped it in 2 tea towels. How am I going to carry that? I'm going to have to carry it on my head, up 500 steps. And then balance it in my scooter somehow. Totally did not think this through. I haven't explained what I'm doing, have I? So Carlo is working every day for the next 10 days. He doesn't get a day off work. He's in the cemetery with the electricians, getting ready for the All Saints and Souls Days on the 1st and 2nd of November. And he doesn't get a lunch break. So usually what they do is one of them goes down to the nearest deli and make sandwiches. But today I offered to make them pasta al forno. So I'm now taking it to them in the cemetery where they will find somewhere quiet to eat. Okay, this is really heavy, so I've called Carlo. He's going to carry it up for me.
Eccomi qua. Anche Oli viene con me.
Andiamo.
Oli, tu stai salendo o no?
Sì, vengo con te.
Ah, ok. Pensavo che no. Pietro, è arrivata pasta.
This is is what you might not expect to find in a cemetery. Carla has a fully equipped kitchen in here because of course food is one of the most important things in his life. The cemetery is looking very nice and tidy and full of flowers. All ready for All Saints and Souls Day. And I'm on my way home again. Sometimes I can't show you what we're doing just because it's just really awkward to film. So a bunch of electricians and Carlo having lunch in a cemetery where I can't show any names on tombstones is quite awkward to film. So I gave up on that, but they all love the pasta and there's just a little bit left which Carlo's probably going to eat tomorrow. I want to give you a quick update on the book that I have been writing. I think I've actually finished it, and I think I actually finished it quite a while ago, but my problem is that I haven't got enough test readers to give me an opinion. I am looking for people who love reading, who will read it, because I've given it to a few people who haven't even bothered downloading it. And I need some people to read it and give me some feedback on it, and I'm sort of stuck there really because nobody has read it yet. I think Elizabeth's about to finish it actually, but I'd like somebody to read it who hasn't actually been to Positano. So it's a bit hard for me to actually find someone because all of my friends have been here, all of my friends back in England have been here, and it's just I'm just on the search for some people who would be test readers for me. Other than that, it's sitting there. I don't know whether I'll ever be brave enough to publish it though, because I'm not very good with criticisms and I think I'd be terribly upset if people didn't like it, so that's another thing to confront. We'll see. Hey Squeaky Whiskey! This is Whiskey. Some of you might know Whiskey because he accompanies hikers all the way down to Positano from here. Are you squeaky today? But this is where he lives. And another thing I wanted to mention, I was going to film the olive harvest and making the olive oil, but we haven't been able to do that because the place that we were going to is in Sant'Agnello, which is just over the county border, and we're not allowed to go there because of the provincial lockdown. So the only other choice I have is asking my neighbour who owns these olive groves here, and I've just been chatting to another neighbour who says, oh yeah, he makes it olive oil every afternoon. So I might just quickly pop in there and see if he's going to be doing it later on today and see if I can show you. Hello sheepies, any idea where your manager is? I want to ask him a favour. So I've just seen Anna, my neighbour, and hopefully they're going to be making oil tomorrow afternoon. So she's going to give me a call. Are you coming in? Come on then, take your time. Oh, you're so slow. And hopefully we can go and make olive oil tomorrow afternoon.
Hi guys, it's Sky and Nicola. Mummy forgot to tell, but the results came in for my test and I am negative, so I do not have COVID. So now we're going to go for a walk at the beach and take some pictures.
Di farti il bagno.
plan tonight was that Sky and Nicola were going to order sushi and bring it home, because we can't go out and eat in restaurants, but restaurants are allowed to deliver food. Of course, they're not going to deliver to us here, so they are waiting at Nicola's house down in the centre of Positano, and they're going to bring the sushi back up, except it is now nearly 10 o'clock in the evening and the sushi hasn't arrived yet. I think they had a lot of orders and a lot of deliveries, and they were coming from Amalfi, so me and Carla have given up and we've had an omelette, and Sky and Nicola are going to get to have the sushi all for themselves now.
After having a snack at the beach, we went up to Nicola's house to wait for our sushi that was arriving. It was a bit late, but it finally arrived in this brown bag here, so hopefully it's gonna be good. So we're home now, and here it is. Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ok, ci troviamo. Buono?
Soul cakes. Small, round, flat cakes flavoured with raisins, nutmeg, ginger and sweet spices, marked with a cross on top. In medieval times, on All Hallows Eve, soul cakes were left out as an offering for the souls of the dead. The next day, All Saints' Day, children and poor people would go from house to house souling, singing and asking for a soul cake. For each cake received, a prayer was said for the dead. This custom is reminiscent of today's trick-or-treating, and probably where the idea originated from. Holly and I are on our way down to the cemetery. It looks fairly quiet down there. Leave the kitty. I will probably go and sit in Carla's little office and read my book for a while until it is sunset time at 5 o'clock, and then I will go out and watch the lights being turned on. 2,000 years ago, the Celts celebrated their new year on the 1st of November. It signalled the end of the summer and the harvest time, and the beginning of the cold, dark winter, which was a time that was also associated with death. They believed that the boundary between the living and the dead was thinnest on this day, and that the ghosts of the dead could return to earth. So they would celebrate by burning bonfires, sacrificing animals and crops to their gods, and they would dress in costumes of animal hides and heads to avoid being recognised by the ghosts. The sun is just about setting now. I'm taking a walk around the back of the cemetery. There's a little mountain pathway around the back here, and you get a good view of the back side of the cemetery, which a lot of people don't normally see. And it's maybe a little bit early, but it's all lit up, so I'm going to try and show you that. In the last year, they've put up all of this anti-landslide netting, which sort of ruins the countryside-ness of it all. But safety first. By the 9th century, Christianity had spread and blended with the old Celtic traditions. November the 1st was designated as All Saints' Day, a feast day to celebrate the martyrs and saints, as there were too many of them to each have their own day of celebration. In 1000 AD, the 2nd of November was dedicated to All Souls' Day, probably because the church wanted to replace the Celtic tradition with a church-sanctioned festival. And here we have have the 3 electricians who are responsible for all of these amazing lights, and they are just waiting for Carlo to shut the gates at 6 o'clock, and then we will all be leaving, and then we'll be back again tomorrow to make sure every single light bulb is lit.
Andiamo amore.